How's it going, guys? And welcome back to another episode of our MLB The Show 25 Road to the Show series with our two-way player, Everett Scott. And in today's episode, we are starting our playoffs in year two. And as you can see, it is a rematch from last year's NLCS. We are taking on the Atlanta Braves, the current defending World Series champions. We faced them in the NLCS in our rookie season and ended up losing, and they went on to beat Minnesota, I believe it was, or maybe it was Baltimore. I don't remember, but either way, Atlanta went on to win the World Series last year and ended our rookie season abruptly. But we're looking at the World Series playoff picture here. As you can see, we finished the best team in the MLB, so we did not have to go through the wild card. So we were waiting on Atlanta or San Diego, and Atlanta beat the Padres 2-0 in the wild card series. Then you had the Dodgers waiting on the Phillies or the Pirates, a battle of Pennsylvania right there, and the Phillies came out on top, winning their wild card series 2-0. So it'll be the Braves, Cubs, Phillies, and Dodgers for the National League. Over in the AL, you had Kansas City taking on Minnesota. Kansas City beat Minnesota 2-0 in their series, moved on to face Baltimore. And then you had Seattle and Detroit. Seattle beat Detroit 2-0 in their series to move on to face Cleveland. So in the AL side of things, you have Kansas City, Baltimore, Seattle, and Cleveland. Okay. Also, before we jump in, if you want to skip my recaps and stuff like that, you can. There should be chapters. There usually always is chapters. You can skip forward to the start of the series against the Braves. But we are going to look here. As you can see, we obviously in the last episode we did become the new strikeout king in the MLB. We finished with 461 strikeouts in a single season. But as you can see, we did surpass Billy Hamilton's in universe. I think it said it was like a 133-year record, and we finished with 216 runs. So basically, every single season record. I don't know if I said that correctly or if I fumbled my words, but every single season record is basically under Everett Scott's control. Obviously, that single season wins for pitching is going to be very hard to do, considering you basically have to win every single game that you're in. And even then, I won like 31 games, didn't lose a single one, and we started like 33. So it's like I don't even know if that one would be possible with the current landscape of how MLB pitching works. And then obviously we might be able to do the saves in a single season if we switched over to a closer, but I don't know if we'll do that. I think what we might do is eventually just uh, phase out the pitching aspect of our player, just because I don't know, it does get kind of tiring after a while. But for now, we'll keep him as a two-way player. And the one record I do not know if we'll actually be able to get is that Ricky Henderson stolen base record, just because usually if we do get a hit, we either get a home run or a double. We don't usually ever get singles all that often. So we'd have to go more contact swing, I guess, get singles in order to get that many stolen bases in a single season. But yeah, basically every single season record is under Everett Scott's control there. They did not make a fuss about, they didn't do anything. They didn't mention it. Um like the announcers didn't say anything. There wasn't a video or anything like that for the breaking the runs record. All that they did for the record was they put a little blurb at the bottom of the screen during a game, and it was like Everett Scott surpassed Billy Hamilton's 100 and something year runs record. That was all they did for it, so you guys didn't miss anything there. um, Obviously we do have the hitting streak record. We broke that at the beginning of the season, finished with a 72 game hit streak record. And then obviously I would think we should finish, or we should be able to surpass some of these career records as well. And we did surpass our um, home run record. We finished with 140. We surpassed that from our rookie season, and we did finish with 304 hits, which I do believe is better than our previous year. And we might have surpassed our RBI record as well. I don't know. So we might have beaten our own records. But anyway, that is the update for the records there. Also, something that I was a little disappointed in. I was working for... Oh, they did clear it. Oh, maybe I can still see it. Yeah, I should still be able to see it. Here we go. So if we look here, I finished with 53 stolen bases, obviously 140 home runs. So I am now with Shohei Ohtani in this universe, a part of the 50-50 club. And they did not mention any of it whatsoever. So obviously the 50-50 club isn't as big of a deal. So they didn't really say anything. So, but that's okay. That is okay. I just wanted to mention that as well, that we are a part of the 50-50 club. Now we're going to go through awards here quick. Not looking at that yet. So MVP, we won it for the second year in a row. Cy Young, we won it for the second year in a row. Batting title, won for the second year in a row. Could not win reliever of the year. We're not a reliever. Can't win rookie of the year again, unfortunately. We did win the Hank Aaron Award again. Did not win a Gold Glove for pitching or any other Gold Glove, unfortunately. I think it's because we don't stay at a position long enough. So we switched from third to short and short to second or whatever it was. But we did win another Silver Slugger for a designated hitter. Obviously, you can pause these. Hopefully, I'm not going too fast for you to pause them and look at them, but it'll be all right, I think. And then obviously, we have not gotten through the postseason yet to look at those, the official winners. But other than that, I did upgrade some of my stats a little bit. We did upgrade a lot of this. I did focus on some pitching because we're 99 overall now as a second baseman, so there's not really much to improve on that per se. We can't get like over 100 overall, I don't think. I don't think we can get 100 overall. I think it's just 99 is the cap. So yeah, these are all our individual stats there. And then over in our pitching, I think I upgraded a little bit my pitching stuff, but I'm not certain there. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I do think we are finally done. As you can see, also, we are 97 overall starting pitcher. I don't think I said that. But now that we are done with all that recap, we can jump into the, I always forget the name of it, NLDS. We can jump into the divisional series to rematch against the Atlanta Braves. So we're going to jump in here. Obviously, we are starting on the mound. And you know what? For the first series, we are going to go with our alternates. But we got to switch up these pants because I don't like the pinstripes for this. Yeah, we started in 33 games, finished with a 31-0 record, 269.2 innings pitched, .40 ERA, .26 whip, 461 strikeouts, 53% strikeout rate, and 0.2% walk rate. And we are now officially a two-time Cy Young winner. So very, very nice. And Michael Harris II starting off for Atlanta, getting something going for them. And we're just going to try and strike him out. Oh, also, I forgot about till just now. The last game we pitched, the second to last game of the season, we pitched against the St. Louis Cardinals, and we got 21 strikeouts in a single game. And if I am not mistaken, the MLB record for most strikeouts in a single game was 20. And we got 21. So they don't acknowledge that as far as I know. So we did that. So that is cool. If I remember, I will show you guys after this game since we have to go back to the menu. But anyway, I don't know if anybody cares, but I just remember that. And a line drive over to first. Michael Harris is sat down. And that is a broken back from Jared Kelenic. And our catcher snags it for the second out. I literally just copied exactly what the announcer said. Did not mean to do that. And Acuna gets called out looking. And we are through the first with no damage. Okay, so bottom of the first here. Nobody on, 2 outs. We're just going to try and get on base. And there we go. That was a long at-bat there. That was like an 8-pitch at-bat. The count was full, and we managed to get a single out of it.
But when you see that many pitches in an at-bat, your chances of succeeding go up.
Okay.
And right there, we see the result.
Paredes, he's come up clutch for us in the past. Gotten a few dingers while we're on base. Going for the steal. And he gets called out looking. You hate to see it. Okay, top of the second, and we got Matt Olson leading off for the Braves. And Matt Olson swings and misses. One down here in the second. And Austin Riley gets called out looking. We definitely got that call in our favor. That was a little bit outside of the zone there. But obviously we will take it when the ump calls in our favor. And Albies, it's a grounder over to first. And our first baseman will take it himself. Okay, top of the third. Jurickson Profar leading off for the Braves, looking to get something started here. And that is a grounder right up the middle. But our shortstop, Ha-Sung Kim, will make the recovery to get the first out. And that is a deep hit. Right fielder tracking it down, and he makes the out. And J.P. Crawford gets called out looking on strikes. We are through 3. Okay, top of the fourth. Still no score here. We got Michael Harris back up on deck here. And Michael Harris goes down swinging. One down in the fourth. And Kelnick hits that in the right. And Cowser will track it down for the second out. And Acuna Jr. swings and misses, and we are now through 4. All right. Bottom of the fourth. We got nobody on and one out. Gonna go for a single again here. And that is just a can of corn. One pitch. We get under it. Let's get back on the mound. Okay, so top of the fifth, Matt Olson looking to get something going for the Braves. And Olson grounds that down the third base line. That is the first hit we've given up in today's game. And he will hold off. He will hold up on second. So we give up a leadoff double. And Austin Riley gets called out looking. So we got one out. And Albee swings and misses. We got 2 out now. Runner still on second. And a swing and a miss from Profar. And we managed to get ourselves out of that leadoff double issue. That could have been dangerous for us, but we managed to work our way out of it. Okay, top of the sixth, still scoreless here. Late, getting late into game 1 of the NLDS. And we're just going to try and get through without allowing a run. And a swing and a miss from Drake Baldwin. We got one out here, our 10th K of the day already. And a swing and a miss from J.P. Crawford, and he gets sat down on strikes again. We got 2 down here in the 6th. And Michael Harris tried to check his swing, but we get him out, and it's an immaculate inning as well. Both teams only with 1 hit so far. Apparently we are the only one doing anything in this game. We're pitching a shutout performance so far, and we got the only hit. We're up on deck here in the bottom of the 6th. We're 1 for 2 with a single. We got a runner on first with 2 down here. And that is just going to be a fly out to center. And still scoreless through 6. Okay, so top of the 7th. Kelnick leading off for the Braves. And Kelnick swings and misses. 1 down here in the 7th. And Acuna Jr. goes down swinging. 2 down now in the 7th. And a swing and a miss for Matt Olson, and we are through 7 shutout innings here, still without a score. And we are being replaced. I don't know, that might not be the right call. We'll have to see. Hey, bottom of the 9th, still scoreless here. We're going to try and hit the walk-off. That's the only challenged option we got. And that is just going to be a grounder to second. And no dice for us here. Okay, we're back up here. The Braves are up 1-0 in the bottom of the 11th. We got runners in scoring position. Down to the final out. We have to bring in somebody. We got to tie it at least. And that is a hit into the outfield. That'll drop. And we're going to win game 1. We don't get the win on the mound, but we do end up with the win. And in the postseason, that is all that matters.
In the postseason, there's so much excitement, so much energy, everyone hanging on every single pitch. To have a walk-off win,
absolutely perfect.
These people have gone crazy. What a nice win, but you got to turn.
We had a solid, absolutely solid performance on the mound. Had our only team hit for the longest time. And we were really struggling at the plate, only having a single before this at-bat. And when it mattered most, we get a nice single to drive in 2 runs and take game 1. All right, folks, we're back here. We are looking at the pitching game, the last pitching game of the regular season for Everett Scott. I just wanted to show you, while I remembered, you can see right there. Pitched a no-hitter. It wasn't a perfect game because there was an issue where we got a strikeout on a guy, but the pitch like bounced crazy past the catcher. So it was a strikeout, but the runner still got on base. So it wasn't a perfect game, but we did get the no-hitter in our final regular season pitching performance, and we finished with 21 Ks. I remembered, so I just wanted to show you guys. Anyway, let's get to game 2. All right, so start of game 2. Bottom of the first, nobody on, 2 outs. Seems like our offense is struggling a little bit at the start of this series. We're just going to try and get a single. And there we go. Solid hit. Gets past the shortstop. And we get a single. We should have Paredes right behind us. Indeed we do. He was hitless in game 1. But we know he's got pop to that bat. Going for a steal. He crushes it, but it's a line drive right to third. Austin Riley says, no, no, no. Okay. See what we can do up next. Okay, bottom of the 4th, and we are losing 8-0. You'll love that. Thank you, MLB. Putting us in a situation where we probably can't even come back. And that's a solid hit into right center. And that is out, so at least we are on the board. Unfortunately, we still got a big mountain to climb here in game 2. 400 feet on the money with that one. If only we could have some runners on base, but at least we're showing we can come up clutch if need be. Hopefully we can stay consistent with that. Okay, bottom of the 5th. Nobody on, 2 outs. We're 2 for 2 with a home run and a single, and we are down by 4. And that is just going to be a can of corn. I didn't want to swing at that, but unfortunately I did. And we're through 5. Okay, we're up on deck again. It's 12-7. We got 2 on, no outs. We can make it a 2-run game here if we got a bomb. That's what we're going to try and go for. And that is definitely not what we will be getting as we ground out into a double play. As I was just saying earlier that we're coming up clutch. We immediately do the least clutch thing right there. Okay, bottom of the 9th, losing 14-8. Got a runner on first, 1 out. And that is a 1-pitch hit right to left field. And let's just get out of this game. All right, start of game 3 here in Atlanta. Looking to take back the series lead here after a brutal game 2 loss. Nobody on, 2 outs. And that's a solid hit into center. And that's gone. So we are up 1-0 now, ladies and gentlemen. 425 feet. Now watch us come up to bat again and be losing like 25-1. Okay, we're not losing 25-1, but we are losing. We got 2 on with 1 out. Let's try and go for another home run here. We got to be better in the clutch department. And that is not going to be a home run. And I don't even think that will advance anybody. No. Kim will stay put on second. Got a little too impatient there on that one. Okay, we're back up, losing by 3. Nobody on, though. We're leading off. And there we go. No doubt. Bomb. It is a 2-run game here in Atlanta. 418 feet this time. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that when we had players on. Okay, we are boosted big time here, and we're losing by 7. You gotta be kidding me, man. Like, what am I even supposed to do here? I don't get to play on base or anything. I'm just a DH, and every time I come up, we're literally losing by like a million runs. I gotta hope we can get a home run here to at least make it somewhat close. And that is just going to be a ground out to second. And that's pretty much the game. Okay, we're back up in the top of the 9th, losing 3-10 still. We got runners on the corners. Maybe we can get a 3rd home run here. Still not going to win this game, though. I'll guarantee you that. And there we go. 1 pitch, 1 swing. He pitches us a meatball. And we crush it out of here. It's 6-10. I can't even be excited about that home run. Almost 500 feet, too, by the way. But we're not going to win. Because the rest of my teammates, I don't know, we just can't get anything going, I guess. We'll jump in here. We're watching from the bench down to our final out. About to go down 2-1 in the series. And there's a can of corn. I will see you in Game 3. Or Game 4. We either win this game and force one more in this NLDS? Yeah, NLDS, or we lose once again to the Braves. And we are on the mound in this one. But we will be starting off. Nobody on once again. I don't think we've come into our first at-bat in a game with anybody on this entire series so far. Okay, that's going to be a base hit. Okay, hopefully Paredes. Hopefully Paredes can come up clutch. He's not doing so high. He does have a home run. Okay, we're back there. And Paredes will hit that to short. And nothing for anybody in the first. We had a solid Game 1 pitching performance, but it was scoreless through 7, I believe. And we got pulled, so we did not get credit for the eventual win. Hopefully this time we can actually get some help. And Michael Harris grounds it over to third, over to first. 1 out. And Kelnick will pop that up into left center. Happ chasing it down. Makes the catch. 2 down here in the bottom of the first. And a swing and a miss. We are through the first. Okay, bottom of the second. Still scoreless. Matt Olson leading off for Atlanta. And that's a grounder. Nice slide. And way overthrown. Okay. Thankfully did not go out of play. You got to simmer down there, my guy. That's Paredes just being a little too antsy, overthrowing Marlin at first. That should have been an out. And Austin Riley grounds. Got 1 at second, but he will beat it out at first. So only 1 down here with a runner on first. And Albies swings and misses. 2 down here with a runner on. And Profar hits that into the outfield. Cowser tracks it down, and we are through 2. They strand the runner on first. Okay, we're up to bat now. We got a runner on first with 2 out. See what we can do here. And there we go. He was running. He was going for the steal. Thankfully, we got a hit into the outfield, and we got 2 on with 2 out. Unfortunately, I wish he could have advanced to third. And Paredes is 0 for 1 with a ground out. This would be a beautiful time for him to get a bomb. And no, that'll just be a grounder to third. And we are through 3 scoreless. Okay, bottom of the third, Drake Baldwin leading off for Atlanta. And Baldwin swings on the knuckle, and he strikes out. 1 down here. And JP strikes out looking. 2 down here in the third. And that is a hit by Michael Harris. Kim gets the out at first, and we are through 3. Okay, bottom of the fourth, Jared Kelnick leading off. And Kelnick grounds that to Marlin at first. He takes the out. 1 down. And Acuna, grounder over to second. Over to Marlin at first. 2 down quick here in the bottom of the fourth. And Olsen hits a little chopper. And we are through 4. Okay, bottom of the fifth. Still scoreless. Another pitcher's duel. And Austin Riley swings and misses, and he is down for the first out of the inning. And Albies strikes out. 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth. And Profar absolutely rips a line drive to Sosa there at second. And it's still scoreless after 5, but we are leading off the top of the 6th. All right, we're 2 for 2 with 2 singles. We're leading off here. Still got Lopez in, the starter. And that is a can of corn. Okay, hopefully the boys can actually do something. And they do. They get 2 runs across. And we got a lead to work with here in the bottom of the 6th. And Baldwin hits that into the outfield, and Happ tracks it down. Barely made that catch. I feel like the shortstop could have gotten that a lot quicker than Happ did, but that's just my opinion. Crawford hits that up the middle. Sosa over to Marlin at first, and we got 2 down here quick in the bottom of the 6th. And Harris grounds over to Paredes. Over to Marlin at first. And hopefully we can keep the bats going. That was a pretty quick outing on the mound, so hopefully the boys are still ready to go. And they were not. It's still 2-0. So Kelnick leading off the bottom of the 7th. And Kelnick goes down looking. 1 down in the 7th. And that's a grounder through the middle into the outfield. And Acuna Jr. is on deck. And apparently we had a no-hitter going. But I honestly do not care. I just want the win. And Acuna gets the stolen base there. That's okay. We can manage that. And Olsen strikes out looking. We got that 12-6 right in the corner there. We got 2 down in the 7th. And that is a pop-up on Austin Riley. And our catcher takes the out. And we are through 7. Unfortunately, we lose the no-hitter. But like I said, I'd much rather get the win. We are leading off the top of the 8th. We got the starter out for Atlanta. See if we can get something going. Especially with a new pitcher in here. And that will be nothing exciting. Okay. Okay, bottom of the 8th. We're still up 2-0. Ozzy Albies starting off for the Atlanta Braves. And Albies strikes out looking. 1 down here in the 8th. And Profar tried to check his swing, but he is called out anyway. So 2 down in the 8th. And Baldwin goes down looking. And we are through 8. Okay, we are relieved. Jason Adam comes in. See if he can get us the win here and force the final game back home in Wrigley. That's the annoying thing. I'm not playing as a position player in the playoffs. If I'm batting, I'm a DH. I'm not I don't get to play position, which is annoying. Not that it'd make any difference, but it's like our reliever came in, let them tie it up, and we are lucky that we have a 1-run lead here in the top of the 10th. That is what annoys me. I have no control over it. Like the game is just like, nope, you're losing, or oh, they tied it up. I hate that. And a can of corn again, man. Jesus. Hopefully we can shut the door on him, though. Okay, Jerkson Profar. He's 0 for 3. Our freaking closer pitcher is absolutely atrocious, because I'm pretty sure it was the same closer in game 1. And he had a 2-0 shutout to work with, and he let them tie it up. Thankfully, that's a grounder. Over to first. And we tie up the series. We force a Game 5 back home in Wrigley. Winner takes all in Game 5. Let's do it. All right, Game 5, winner takes all here in the NLDS. We got Jordan Wicks on the mound. He's 0 for 3 in the regular season, playing 4 games. Okay, that's not really good. 8.15 ERA. Okay, I don't know how I feel about this. At least he got through the top of the first without anything, and we're basically leading off, essentially. Nobody on, 2 outs, like normal. See if we can extend the inning. And that will be a grounder to second. Nothing through 1. Okay, bottom of the third, we got 2 on, 2 out. We got to get something here, man. We got to come up clutch with runners on. And we just hit a can of corn. Okay, bottom of the 5th, runner on second with 2 outs. We are up 1-0, but that means absolutely nothing. And that's just going to be a fly out. Man, we suck in this game, man. See, and there you go. We're losing, but we got 2 on, 1 out. We have to get something here, man. We have to. We got to stop sucking. And that's a hit into the outfield. I don't think that's going to be anything. No, it is a fly out, but at least we advanced the runner to third. So we got runners on the corners with 2 outs. Bring somebody in, please. Okay. We are losing by 1. We let the Braves get 2 in the top of the 9th. And Ian Happ. We're on deck. We just need Ian Happ to get on base. And, oh, he bobbles it, but Ian Happ is too slow. And for the 2nd year in a row, we are eliminated by the Braves. I don't care. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. I mean, it's our fault, man. 0 for 4. What a failure. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the Braves went on to win the World Series once again. So the Braves are repeat World Series winners. They have defeated the Orioles. They might have, it might have been a rematch of the World Series of our first year, but I don't remember if they played the Orioles or not. But the Braves did go on to win the World Series in 7 games after beating us in the NLDS. They swept the Dodgers in the NLCS. And Baltimore beat Kansas City in 4 games. Went on to beat Seattle in 6 and then lost to Atlanta in 7. All right. So, actually, we will look at the postseason and World Series MVPs, even though we do not really care, to be honest. I don't. So, the postseason MVP is Acuna Jr. for the 2nd year in a row. And Jared Kelenic wins the World Series MVP with a home run, a ribby, and a .364 batting average. All right, so that is 2 years down in our MLB career, and the Braves apparently just have our number. And this year they beat us in the basically the first round. So kind of a worse season. But yeah, anyway, I've been recording for an hour and 16 minutes. I am honestly, I'm actually very annoyed, especially with my performance in that final game. And like I said, that 1-0 lead means nothing because apparently our bullpen just, I mean, our offense started to show up there in the later half of that series, but the bullpen, I mean, look at the reliever. We were up 2-0 in game 4, and our reliever came in, gave up 2 runs for them to tie it, and we had to win it in extras, just like we did in game 1, I believe. So it's just our bullpen needs to be completely rehauled. I feel like our offensive players are to the point where they can get it, where we can get it done, but there's only so much our pitching can do when they're literally relying on me basically as our only pitcher. So unfortunately, it's another disappointing end to a fantastic regular season. But also, I'm very much to blame for that Game 5 performance going 0 for 4. But yeah, hopefully season 3, final year of our contract. We signed a 2-year extension after year 1, but obviously we're still under contract for a while there. Yeah, we're going into the final year of our deal before we're eligible for arbitration. Then we got 3 years on that before we are actually a free agent. But obviously, we could always request a trade at some point. I'm just throwing this in before the ending. I'll probably throw this in right before the outro. Not sure when I'll do it, but I figured I'd show the retired players in the Hall of Fame stuff. So Garrett Cole retires with the Yankees due to injury. Okay, that's a big one. Yasmani Grandal retires due to age with the Twins. Any other names sticking out? Clayton Kershaw retires due to age on the Mets. Okay. Kyle Freeland. Any other names sticking out to me? Maybe there's some sticking out to you guys. But we're just going to scroll through here. See if there's anybody noteworthy. Joe Kelly, that name sounds familiar. Craig Kimbrell, I know that name. Assuming it's the same one. DJ LeMahieu, former Rocky. Assuming that's the same one. Whit Merrifield. And we are almost at the bottom of the list, and I'm not really seeing anybody else sticking out here. And that is it. And Clayton Kershaw is inducted in the Hall of Fame, played from 2008 to 2027, had 225 wins, 107 losses, no saves, 2,991.1 innings pitched, 3,141 strikeouts, and a career 2.65 ERA. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the disappointing end once again to a fantastic regular season. Hopefully year 3 will be the charm. Hopefully we can have another great regular season as a team and go on to finally win the World Series. But yeah, we are going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed despite losing to the Braves once again. At least we lost the best. We lost the best both years. We lose to the eventual World Series winners, but obviously it'd be much better if we could win. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed despite the loss. If you did and haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that bell to turn on all notifications so you never miss a future one of my videos. Thank you guys once again so much for watching, and until next time, take care.